Welcome to Talk of the Town. This is an official podcast from the town of Pinetop-Lakeside to expand upon community topics shared through the Talk of the Town newsletter. Here we will give you more detail, respond to questions, and deliver information about community news and happenings. Hey, it's Rob Hefner here at Town Hall in Pinetop-Lakeside, and this episode we're going to talk about what you, the citizens of Town of Pinetop-Lakeside, had to say. I have with me Annie DeRosier. How are you?
I am well, thank you.
Good. And we're going to talk about the community survey, right?
We are.
Okay, so tell me the process. And this started before I even started working here. When did it start and where are we at? And just sort of give us a little brief synopsis of where it started, where and how we got to where we are now.
We started talking about this when the town itself, council and staff, started working on the strategic plan, a strategic vision plan. And it came up that in order to make informed decisions, we should do a community service, kind of a general wellness survey about how people feel about growth, how people feel about what they need or are missing, just their overall satisfaction with living here.
On this episode, we're not going to talk about the actual results.
We are not, no.
Because we've got something coming up.
We do. On May 11th at 1 p.m., we are going to hold a community meeting where we will present the results along with the proposed action plan that council and staff have worked on to kind of get us started on how we should respond to this information.
Right. Now, I want to focus on that word proposed because, you know, we're sort of in this catch-22 of a situation where if you don't come forth by saying, hey, here's what we think the plan should be, then you got people going, well, why aren't you prepared? Don't you know what you want to do with this information? But if we come out with an actual action plan, you got people, well, we didn't get input on it. So we're stuck in between those two worlds, correct?
Correct.
So therefore, you presented the information to, and we actually were going to do it in a single meeting. We actually did multiple meetings where we had a couple different town council members at a time, and then did an overall one to go over the proposed actions, the things that they said, here's what they think, the people who were elected by the citizenry of the town of Pinetop-Lakeside, what they believe that should be. But what we're going to do is get actual input from the citizens.
Yes. So snow kind of derailed our original plan, but allowed us to have individual meetings with all the counselors so that we could come up with these 8 action items based on the survey results. It has not been finalized. It has not gone to council as a formal proposal.
Right.
First, we will have this community meeting and get the community input on it. It's always easier to edit a plan than to start from scratch.
Sure.
And nobody wants to spend 20 plus hours here with me trying to do that. So we will show the proposed items, get feedback, and adjust where needed.
How many questions were on the survey?
32.
How many people took the survey?
Over 1,000.
So 32 times 1,000 means 32,000 answers, right? I'm not wrong there, am I?
No.
Oh, okay.
And where it gets even more complicated is we provided several opportunities for people to free write. They could write in whatever they wanted. That was often pages of information.
Yeah, so the packet is super thick.
It's really big.
Yeah. If you're wanting a printed copy of that, we're going to make so many of them. We're going to print ahead of time. We're trying to save costs here. So if you know you're going to want one, ask for one. If you're not worried about having the full packet and we'll just be okay with the presentation, then don't worry about that. But they will be printed and available for people to meeting.
They will be printed and available. And after the meeting, all of the data will be presented on a website.
Okay.
So you can view it digitally and then request additional information if you need it.
Yeah. During the meeting, the process is not going to be, it's going to be, explain the meeting process.
So because it's a community meeting, it will work more like a workshop. Council will be there. However, we won't have to follow the formal council meeting rules that kind of limit free-flowing conversation. So the community will be able to ask questions, have dialogue with council members or staff, whoever can answer the question the best.
And you don't have to worry about you're limited to 3 minutes or you're limited to this. So you can actually, and like she's saying, it's free form. So you can ask a question, follow up the question, somebody else can interject, that kind of thing. We obviously want to be respectful to one another.
Right.
Obviously. But, council will sit on the dais because that's the easiest way for them to sit and be there and for space. And also then, but it won't be a council directed meeting. And it also won't be, there will be no action items. They're not going to vote on anything.
We will not vote on anything at all. Staff will take all of the data that we gather from the community and adjust the plan as needed. It could result in another meeting down the road.
Yeah. So if people if there's enough input and things like that and people want more, yes, it could mean that it doesn't literally go from there to, okay, boom, 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 shove through the process.
Right.
Yeah.
And I do want to kind of note, I know it's really hard for us to pick a meeting time that is easy for everyone to attend. Like you said, this is a lot of data to go through. So there was a concern that starting at 6 o'clock at night, we might be there till midnight.
Yeah.
So we moved it up to 1 p.m. start.
Yeah.
If you aren't able to come and you want to have some input, you can always stop by town hall beforehand and talk to me or anyone in our department, or you can follow up with us afterwards.
Okay. And I want to point this out too. This will not be live streamed.
It won't, because it's really hard to catch everyone.
It's super hard to follow the conversation. It would be almost literally impossible and very hard to catch people from an audio perspective as well. That being said, understand that if you can't make this, you need to give that input, and that's fine. Don't be upset and don't say, well, why did you do this? Just say, hey, I couldn't make this time. Can we do another meeting? And if enough people say that, then that can be addressed. Or maybe we can help you on an individual basis if you do that. Obviously, you can't do like 30 people that way, but if it needs another meeting, it needs another meeting.
Absolutely.
And that's fine.
And we could shoot for a weekend. We will learn from this meeting how long it will actually last, and maybe an evening meeting is something we can pull off.
Yeah.
And I don't mind sitting down with people and going through it at all.
Good. Awesome. Anything else we want people to know?
I think that covers everything.
Very good. Okay. Once again, the date for this is
May 11th. It's a Thursday at 1 p.m.
Awesome. Very appreciate that very much. That, of course, is Annie DeRosier. I'm Rob Hefner. This is the Town of Pinetop-Lakeside and Talk of the Town podcast. Hope to see you here soon.